Hello, and welcome to our group's final report on the 228 White Terra exhibition presented by Savannah, Matthew, Rich, and myself, Lexi.
I wanted to start off by going over a little bit of the introduction and background on this project. So, TAA, which stands for Taiwanese American Association of Pittsburgh, is a nonprofit organization that focuses on promoting Taiwanese culture, history, and civic awareness through educational and cultural initiatives. The goal of the project was to create a comprehensive plan to help TAA Pittsburgh host an educational and impactful exhibit about Taiwanese White Terror era, which is a period of political repression under martial law. The exhibit aims to educate the public about the Taiwanese historical struggles for democracy, share stories of resilience and survivor experiences, promote awareness of human rights, engage the Pittsburgh community through accessible, thoughtful displays. So, the report we're going to go over includes detailed sections on venue evaluations, exhibit layout and display recommendations, marketing and outreach strategies, budgeting, planning and cost estimates, and visitor experience and engagement tools.
Presentation materials. The visual and educational core of the exhibition will consist of official posters and materials provided by the National Museum of Taiwan and have not been modified or altered by the team during this project. The exhibition content will highlight key historical timelines, personal testimonials from survivors, and visual narratives that trace Taiwan's transformation into a modern democracy. The goal is to present this information in a format that is engaging, informative, and easy to follow for a wide range of audiences. To ensure maximum visibility and a professional presentation, the materials will be mounted on foam boards and displayed using easels or hanging panels within the dimensions provided here. The exhibition is designed to be adaptable to a variety of spaces and venues. TAA Pittsburgh will be responsible for printing the materials and setting up the display at the selected venue. The display must be clearly visible to attendees and organized in a logical sequence to support the overall storytelling arc of the exhibition.
There were four different options considered for the display layout based upon the space available at different venues. The objective was to determine the minimum amount of wall space needed for the presentation materials for different room designs. The assumptions were that a minimum of a 6-foot wide walkway is required, and there was approximately 6 inches between the individual displays. Shown here are the designs for utilizing 1 and 2 walls. The single wall design requires 45 feet of open wall for all the displays. The 2 wall design requires 25 feet of open wall, with each wall used for the posters. These additional alternatives for using 3 and 4 walls could be better suited for smaller venues. The 3 wall design requires a minimum of 15 feet of wall space. Using all 4 walls still requires at least 14 feet. These layouts provide flexibility to accommodate a variety of available spaces while maintaining a linear flow of presentation material in a chronological order. The project team evaluated a variety of different venues with the strategy to reach as much of the local community as possible. This included universities, community centers, public libraries, and additional alternatives. Each was assessed considering location, audience reach, and suitability. Several Pittsburgh-based universities were evaluated with an emphasis on student population and additional area residents. The top 2 choices were the University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon University because of their large student populations of 29,000 and 15,000 respectively, and their location within the city. Alternative options were Robert Morris University with existing ties to this project and Point Park University.
For community-based venues, the Union Project emerged as a highly suitable option. This nonprofit arts and community center is housed in a beautifully renovated historic church and has a strong track record of hosting multicultural and socially conscious exhibitions. Its indoor gallery space and flexible community rooms make it a versatile and meaningful setting for the display. The second option we are recommending is the Juron X Grayson Community Center. Located in Pittsburgh's Hill District, this center offers a wide range of spaces, including classrooms, a banquet hall, and even a rooftop deck. Designed to support community engagement and educational programming, it aligns well with the goals of this exhibition.
Another option for venues we looked into was libraries. So, the top choice for libraries that I would recommend you guys look into is the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. This is a super busy location in the city. It has multiple room options that you can choose from, and it also has wide transportation options to and from. So, it's very easily accessible to everybody in the area. The second choice was the Moon Township Community Library. I did reach out and talk to them, and they are interested in having this display. They are also a very strong suburban option if you wanted to go that way instead of the city, because I understand driving in the city and stuff like that is a little bit rough. And then another option you can look into is the Swickley Public Library. So this is a lot more in between suburban and the city. It's a very easy drive. It also has a nice walkable downtown area, which will bring in more people off the streets. As they're walking, they might see this and come stop in. So it might be easier to access more people and different types of people.
Venues. Scouting America. The project team also wanted to provide an alternative presentation option that would still fully incorporate the outstanding presentation, but in a non-traditional format that could capture a different audience and still be replicable across the country. Scouting America is a youth development organization across the United States with a program designed for youths between 6th and 12th grades and focuses on life skills including character development, citizenship training, and personal fitness. It would provide an excellent opportunity for the 228 White Terror exhibition information to be shared across the country. The Pittsburgh Scouting America group is the Laurel Highlands Council, serves almost 11,000 youth members and 3,000 volunteer adult leaders throughout its multi-state footprint in western Pennsylvania, western Maryland, and parts of West Virginia, making it one of the largest councils in the Scouting America organization. There are two primary paths with which the exhibition could be utilized. The presentation could be incorporated into the Citizenship in the World merit badge and taught in a classroom fashion, or International Day of Scouting, which is a World's Fair type exhibition where the presentation could be presented along with other highlights of Taiwanese culture. The full path to incorporating the presentation into a merit badge class is included in the appendix of the written presentation.
So, diving into the marketing and promotion aspect of this project, the main strategy you want to follow is you want to combine digital and physical marketing to maximize the impact and the amount of people you can reach. So, on the digital side of it, you want to really focus on social media, specifically Instagram and Facebook, as that's where you're going to find the majority of people that are going to be coming to this event. And you want to really hit them by telling a story on the social media platform. So making sure your posts are aligning in storytelling, and you also want a consistent cadence of these posts. So you want to do it maybe 2, 3 times a week. That way it is continuously getting out there. And again, following that storytelling thing, stories are consistent. Therefore, you want your post to be consistent also. You also want to do little previews of the event. So maybe take photos of snapshots of behind the scenes, the setup, anything like that. That way you just get them excited. You create hype behind the event. Moving on to the physical side of it. So you want to print it in forms of flyers, and you want to put these flyers in very high trafficked areas. So I would say about 50 to 75 flyers you want, and you want to put these in places like venues we recommended, such as libraries, maybe on the streets, maybe on any boards you can find um, that you know people are going to visit and see, such as town halls, stuff like that. That way you're really getting it out there. And you also want to create a QR code, that way it is being linked back to the digital aspect of this marketing, and then they can scan that QR code and they can go to your social medias and see all the posts and stuff like that. And digital and physical flow very nicely within each other. You also want to maybe look into some partnership opportunities, such as any other Asian American groups. You might want to partner with them and say, hey, we'll go to your event or support you if you can go to our event and support us, or have them also post this stuff on social media. That way, you're covering a bigger area of people. You also want to reach out to international study departments and local universities, as a lot of these and teachers are very supportive of events like this. And some teachers might offer extra credit or things like that to get their students to attend, or they might just assign it as an assignment. So definitely reach out to some universities and some other groups outside of yours. So moving on, I wanted to go over some social media content examples. So a post, like an example post, would be feature an image of the exhibition title panel. That way you're bringing them in, giving them a little snapshot of what they're going to do. And you also want to title this Step into Taiwanese Untold History. Join us at the, and then you're going to put the information there, the date, the time, the location, everything like that. That way they know. But you're going to say, join us at the 228 White Terror exhibition and explore stories of resilience, resistance, and democracy. And you also want to add some hashtags in there. So as you can see, some I came up with was hashtag Taiwanese history, hashtag 228 exhibition, hashtag Pittsburgh events. That way you're tying it into the city, and that way they can follow the hashtags and see some other posts that follow this type of thing. An example of another post you could do is feature a bunch of survivor quotes, and you can caption this: their stories must be heard. Don't miss the powerful testimonies on display at the 228 White Terror exhibition, coming soon to Pittsburgh. And this, a lot of people are interested in survivors. This is going to bring out the emotion and the curiosity behind what they're going to go and see. So you want to focus on the title panels that you already have and these stories. And these posts, you want to make sure that they're evoking emotion, they're sparking curiosity. That way, it makes them come out to the events. And you also want to encourage community involvement. So, talk about how this event could help the community or tie it into other community events. And as you can see, I just quickly made some little posters. These ones do have a lot of words. So, I would say mix it up with words and some photos, like you can see on the very bottom. There's that big photo in the center, but you definitely want to just do a bunch of different types. That way it hits every person differently in different types of ways.
Donations and sponsorships. To support the exhibition both financially and logistically, a variety of funding sources and sponsorship platforms have been identified. These include a mix of cultural institutions, corporate giving programs, and grant discovery tools that align with the educational and community-focused goals of the exhibition. One of the primary cultural institutions that may serve as a funding partner is the Global Taiwan Institute, which supports initiatives that promote cultural exchange and education about Taiwan's history. This organization has a strong alignment with the exhibition's purpose. In addition to cultural institutions, several corporate sponsors offer platforms for grant applications and donations. Coca-Cola, for example, provides grants and sponsorship opportunities through its online portal. Another valuable resource is Donations Match, a platform that connects nonprofits and in-kind donations and sponsorships from local and national brands. This tool can help secure items such as printing services, refreshments, and promotional support. To further expand funding opportunities, the team recommends using grant search platforms such as Instrumental, which is designed specifically for discovering grants related to arts and cultural projects. Another helpful resource is Candid, formerly the Foundation Center, which provides extensive research tools and access to foundation directories. Together, these funding avenues offer a robust foundation for identifying both financial support and in-kind contributions that will enable the exhibition to be inclusive, professionally presented, and impactful for the Pittsburgh community. Client roles and responsibilities. To ensure the smooth execution of the 228 White Terror exhibition, the client, TAA Pittsburgh, will play a key role in managing various logistical and operational responsibilities across the exhibition's timeline. Before the exhibition, the client is responsible for finalizing the venue booking and ensuring that all necessary permissions are secured for displaying educational materials in the selected space. They must also confirm the receipt of all printed materials, including the posters and signage sourced from the National Museum of Taiwan or produced locally. During the exhibition setup phase, the client will oversee the physical installation of the displays. This includes arranging posters on foam boards or easels and placing signage in a way that supports the exhibition's narrative flow. The client should also verify that all directional and introductory signage is positioned clearly and correctly to guide visitors through the exhibit. After the exhibit concludes, the client will handle the dismantling of the display materials and ensure that they are safely stored for potential future use. Additionally, collecting visitor feedback, whether through comment cards or digital surveys, will help assess the exhibit's impact. Finally, documenting the setup, attendance, and outcomes will support reporting to sponsors and help inform future exhibitions or partnerships.
A risk assessment was performed with the purpose of identifying potential challenges, likelihood, and contingency strategies. For project planning, a miscommunication on objectives or timelines was considered a medium likelihood and impact. The mitigation strategy was to use shared documents and hold regular meetings to ensure team alignment. The concern would be the readiness to execute the exhibition. Venue challenges were assessed as medium likelihood and high impact because limited or no available venues would prevent a public display. Multiple venues were evaluated with alternatives identified. Exhibition design could be a concern if the available venue did not allow for all of the posters to be displayed. Potential room designs with space requirements were assembled. Because marketing can impact both awareness and motivational attendance, it is important that the materials meet expectations. This risk was assessed as medium impact and likelihood. Contingency actions would be to allow adequate time to prepare materials, receive feedback from reviews, and allow for revisions if necessary. Limits on sponsorship and funding was a medium likelihood and high impact because of the budgetary impact. The preventative strategy is early and expansive outreach to multiple organizations.
To ensure the exhibition remains cost-effective while delivering high-quality engagement, a preliminary budget has been outlined based on anticipated expenses. The primary costs are associated with materials and display, including printing 17 A1 size posters estimated at about $25 to $45 each, foam boards or easels for mounting approximately $10 to $15 per unit, and for signage production. Estimated total display material costs range from $425 to $700. Marketing materials, including printed flyers and social media promotions, are expected to cost $100 to $200. Venue costs may be waived through partnerships with community centers or educational institutions. However, a placeholder of $200 has been included for potential rental or custodial fees. Additional funds may be allocated to refreshments or visitor engagement tools such as comment cards or feedback forms, estimated at about $50 to $100. Altogether, the projected total budget falls between $775 and $1,200, depending on the final venue selection, printing sources, and sponsor support. These costs may be partially or fully offset through in-kind donations, sponsorships, and funding from organizations such as the Global Taiwan Institute and Coca-Cola Foundation. This presentation has outlined the comprehensive planning process for the 228 White Terror exhibition in Pittsburgh, organized in collaboration with the Taiwanese Association of America, Pittsburgh chapter. With clearly defined client responsibilities, this presentation serves as a complete roadmap to successfully launch a meaningful and emotionally resonant exhibition that honors Taiwan's past while inspiring reflection in the present. Thank you.